is Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Today on the show, we've got the World of Outlaws Late Model Series entry list for the Bristol weekend coming up in April, and then we dive into Brad Sweet's first 8 Outlaw races and talk about why his competition may already be in trouble. So let's jump in. The Outlaws, Dirt Car, and the Super Dirt Car Series have been slowly announcing the accepted invites for the 2 Bristol weekends over the last few weeks, and I wanted to wait until we had full lists to talk about them on the show. As of last Friday, we have our first full list, this one being for the World of Outlaws late model field, which will take to Bristol April 8th through the 10th. The 41 drivers on the late model entry list are as follows: Brent Larson, Rick Eckert, Ryan Scott, Scott Bloomquist, Brandon Shepard, Devin Gilpin, Blake Spencer, Parker Martin, Ross Robinson, Ricky Weiss, Kyle Strickler, Devin Moran, Gordy Gundaker, Josh Richards, Tyler Bruning, Chase Youngans, Dalton Wilson, Ryan Gustin, Jimmy Owens, Ricky Thornton Jr., Chris Ferguson, Michael Brown, Mason Ziegler, Shane Clanton, Dennis Erb Jr., Daryl Lanigan, Bobby Pierce, Kyle Bronson, Clay Knight, Chris Madden, Stuart Friesen, Jonathan Davenport, David Brazil, Tony Jackson Jr., Zach Mitchell, Ross Bales, Brandon Overton, Tanner English, Cade Dillard, Boom Briggs, and Mike Marlar. I'm sorry I had to read that list, but a lot of you actually listen to the show as a podcast, so I can't show you a list like I would on the video show, but I wanted to at least give you the full rundown of the guys on the list. There are some fairly notable absences on this list, though, including current Lucas points leader Hudson O'Neal, Tim McCready, and Brian Shirley. The invite list included all full-time Outlaw drivers and then the top guys from around the country, including those that have competed in the Summer Nationals and Extreme Dirt Car Series. As we talked about in the past, these events being invite-only became a topic of conversation after the announcement from World Racing Group that the race would be invite-only, but I have no issue with it. Sprint Car Series race director Mike Hess said on Open Red they were looking at safety, but also at the limited pit parking when deciding how many cars and teams to invite. Unlike the Bristol Dirt Nationals, which just concluded, they don't want to be opening and closing that Turn 3 gate all night to load cars in and out. This will help the show run much more efficiently. This full list of drivers will be in the show transcript, which is posted at DIRTRACKR.com, and you can find the full list at worldofoutlaws.com as well. As we know more about the UMP Modified list, the Super Dirt Car Series list, and the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series list, we'll certainly be sharing those on the show as well. Let me know what you think about this entry list. Are there any guys that you feel like are not going to be there that you wanted to, that I didn't mention, like Tim McCready and Hudson O'Neal? And obviously, it's important to remember, too, some guys were probably invited to this and turned those down. Like, I'm sure McCready was invited, but probably turned that invite down. But let me know your thoughts on the entry list, either in the comments below or on social media. There is no argument that Brad Sweet has been atop the sprint car world for the past few seasons, racking up 36 World of Outlaws feature wins back through 2018, winning 2 Outlaw championships. He's also got the Knoxville Nationals and the Kings Royal under his belt as well. His win back on Saturday night at Cotton Bowl was his 60th career Outlaw win, and he currently sits alone in 14th on the all-time World of Outlaws win list. With 6 more wins this season, he could tie himself for 12th with Bobby Davis Jr. and Craig Dolansky. He entered the Cotton Bowl weekend trailing Logan Schuchart by 2 points in the standings, but left leading by 24. The win and a third for Sweet at Cotton Bowl vaulted him past Schuchart, who finished 10th and 6th, and the change atop the standings could be bad for the rest of the Outlaw regulars. Following a summer where he had 4 finishes of 19th or worse, Sweet still managed to win the Outlaw Championship by 46 points over Schuchart. Since finishing 24th at Knoxville on August 13th last year, Sweet has been on a tear, racking up top 5s and setting himself apart from his competition. Since that 24th at Knoxville, there have been 32 World of Outlaws races, and Sweet has finished top 5 in 24 of them. Over that span, his worst finish is 11th, which has happened 4 times. In his past 13 Outlaw starts back to Lakeside last year, he's finished top 5 in 11 of them and top 3 in 9 of them, including 2 wins. His average finish over the last 5 races is a series best 2.2, and it's 3.4 in his last 10 races. Nobody else is even close at this point. Through the 8 races so far in 2021, Sweet has 7 top 5s and 7 top 10s, with an average start of 5.75 and an average finish of 3.5. He's trending better in every major stat category this year versus 2020. He's got a positive feature plus minus, which you don't often see. Like if you look through the guys that have really high average starts, a lot of them often have negative feature plus minuses just because, if you start second and finish sixth, obviously that's going to be negative on you. So it's really possible and really easy to have a negative feature plus minus, but Sweet has a positive feature plus minus. He's also appeared in 5 of 8 dashes this season, and his top 5 and top 10 efficiency numbers are both perfect at 100%. If he continues on this pace, he'll be unstoppable to win his 3rd Outlaw title in 3 years. But what's crazy here is he can afford to even drop off a bit and have some bad nights. His average finishes over the past 2 championship seasons were 5.5 and about 5th, which is 2 full positions and a position and a half versus where he is currently. And the next 2 weeks of racing are shaping up very nicely for Sweet and his Casey Kane racing team. He finished second to Sheldon Haudenschild at US 36 Raceway in 2020, and his worst finish at Lake Ozark in his previous 6 starts is 8th. He also has a win and 4 top 5 finishes there. Following Lake Ozark, the series then heads to Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 Peevely for 2 nights, where Sweet has 2 wins in his previous 9 starts and 6 top 5s. These 4 nights of racing could easily see Sweet extend that points lead over Schuchart, especially when you realize that Schuchart's average finish on 3rd mile and 3/8 mile racetracks is significantly worse than Sweet's. It's important to remember that we're only 8 races deep into a season that will inevitably be 70 or 80 nights, so a lot can and still will happen. But if you look at this, Schuchart isn't going anywhere in this fight, and David Gravel's obviously very good, and Schatz isn't far back, even though he hasn't won lately. But in looking at the trends, Sweet is definitely the guy they're all going to be chasing going forward. To see these stats and a lot more, you can check those out at DIRTRACKR.com/analytics. I talked to Ben Shelton last night for a new Conversations episode, which I'll put out either later today or tomorrow. My original hope was to have the show out before this week's Flow Racing Night in America series opened on Thursday, but unfortunately, due to bad weather, that race, as of this morning at 411 Motor Speedway, has been postponed till September 23rd. The new midweek series from Flow Racing will now open next Wednesday, March 31st at Tri-City Speedway in Illinois. I'm still going to put out that Ben show here soon, as we covered a lot of ground on the late model season to date, so stay tuned for that. The only thing on the streaming schedule today is Flow Racing 24/7. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch every day, visit DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Tuesday. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. Those likes and subscribes on YouTube are appreciated as well. You can email the show at info@DIRTRACKR.com. I do check those every single day. You can follow DIRTRACKR on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at DIRTRACKR. You can check out the website for all kinds of cool dirt racing stuff by visiting DIRTRACKR.com. If you'd like to get email updates from DIRTRACKR, you can sign up at DIRTRACKR.com/newsletter, and you can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more DIRTRACKR Daily.